Hi, second grade mathematicians. Welcome back to math class. Today our learning target is I can add 3 digits plus 3 digits with regrouping tens and ones. I told you it was going to get a little bit more challenging, but that's okay. We're going to persevere and become experts at this, and we're going to spend probably 3 math lessons on this. Are you ready? Today we are adding 138 plus 448 first. I have an equation written here and we're just going to ignore that for now. That's what we're doing next. So if you look at my number line, it already has numbers positioned in it. I have 400, 500, and 600. Let's talk about these middle numbers because those middle numbers are so helpful. If I have 400 here and then 500, what is the distance between 400 and 500? It's 100. Well, what's half of 100? Everyone say it. 50. So 400 plus 50 would be 450. So we have 400, 450, 500, 550, and then 600. All right, so let's position the greatest addend. We know, we've been over it so many times, that the first step is always to position the greatest addend, which is 448. Well, I would put 448 very, very close to 450, wouldn't you? It's only 2 away. So I'm going to put it right here. It's very close, but I'm going to draw a line down just so I have enough room, and you can see where that number is positioned. Now I've positioned 448, so I've crossed it off. I'm done with it. Now I'm going to look at the other addends, and I'm going to decompose it by place value. It just helps guide my thinking. So the value of the 100 is 100. I need another line here. The value of 3 tens is 30. And then we have 8 ones. So now I need to jump 100. I'm going to take a big jump of 100. Well, what is 448 plus 100? Say it with me. 548. Okay, so I need to find 548. Well, here's 550. I'm going to put 548 right here. I've positioned it. Now I'll draw that big giant jump and label it plus 100. Now I have to jump 30 or 3 tens. This time I'm going to take a jump of 30. I'm feeling confident that I can take a jump of 30. I can think 548 plus 30. Well, where do I have to go? 548 plus 30, do you know it? I think of adding 3 more tens to these 4 tens, and I would jump to 578. So I need to figure out where 578 is. Here's what I like to do. If this is 550, 560 would probably be here, 570, 580, 590, and then we have 600. So I'm jumping to 578. This is 570, this is 580. 578 must be about right here. I've positioned the number. Now I'll draw the jump and label it plus 30. If I wanted to, I could have taken 3 jumps of 10. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And the last thing I have to do is jump 8. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bridge to 10. I bridge to 10 even when I'm doing mental math in my head because 10 is such a friendly number. When we are working on a number line, I think it makes sense to bridge to 10 too because our whole goal of adding on a number line is to teach our brains how to add these numbers in our head mentally so that we can do it without using a tool eventually. So if I'm going to bridge to 10, I'm going to go to the next 10. If I'm at 578, the next 10 is 580. Well, I already said it's right here. It's getting a little bit tight, but this would be my 580. I already drew the jump, so I'm going to position it. This is 580, and I've jumped plus 2. So now I've jumped one part of 8, which is 2. I still need to jump how much more? 2 plus what number equals 8, boys and girls? You can say it, 6. Well, now I'm at 580, and it will be so easy to add 6. 580 plus 6 is what? Say it with me, 586. So now, if this is 580 and this is 590, 586 would be about here. It's getting a little tight for me, but it will be easier for you when you're working with a paper and a pencil. So I'm going to then draw my jump. I've already positioned it. I'll draw my jump and I'll label it plus 6. My total or my sum is 586. I'm going to write it in here. I've used those numbers. And now I'm going to double check, especially because it gets so tight sometimes over here. I want to double check and make sure that I did this correctly. So now I'm going to check, did I position 448? I sure did. Did I jump 138? Well, let's check. 100 plus 30 is 130. 2 plus 6 is 8. 130 plus 8 is 138. We got the sum of 586. I think our work is correct. One more. Are you ready? I know it seems a little tricky, but we will get the hang of it. This time we're going to use an empty number line. I'm a fan of the empty number line, but you don't have to be. You just have to have practice with both. Okay, so I'm going to position the greatest addend. What is it, boys and girls? Say it. 575. I'll position it over here. I'll cross it off because I'm done with it. Now I'm going to look at the next addend, 359, and I'm going to decompose it by place value. What is the value of 300? Say it with me. 300. What's the value of 5 tens? Say it with me. 50. And then we have our 9 ones. So I need to jump 300, 50, and then 9. If I'm at 575, add 300. 575 plus 300 more is, say it, 875. I'm going to put 875 right here. Like I've said before, when we're in a blank or an empty number line, I have more freedom. It's not really about how big those jumps look or how small those jumps look. I have more freedom. So now that is plus 300. I'll cross up the 300. Now I have to add 50. There's lots of ways that I can do this. I can add 10 5 times. I can take 5 jumps of 10 if I want to. That would work perfectly fine. But you know what? I'm not going to this time. But if you want to and you're working on your own, do what's comfortable for you. But I noticed something. I'm at 875. And I'm thinking about, when I count quarters, the value of a quarter is 25 cents. So I know when I count quarters and I'm counting up to $1, I count 25, 50, 75, 100, right? So I'm thinking 875. I have to add this 50. 875, if I take a jump of 25, that's going to get me to what number? Do you know? It's going to get me to 900. So I'm going to take a jump of 25. First I'll position 900. And I'll label plus 25. Now I've jumped half of 50, didn't I? I jumped 25, and now I have to jump another 25. Double 25 is 50. So if I'm at 900, what is 900 plus 25? Say it with me, boys and girls. 925. So I'll put it right here. I'll position 925, draw my jump, and label it. And now I've taken that jump of 50. Now all I have to do is jump 9. Well, if I'm at 925, do you think I should bridge to 10? I think I should. I think that'll make it a lot easier. So what's the next 10? If we're at 925, what is the next 10? Say it. 930. How much did I just jump, boys and girls? 925 plus how much more equals 930? I jumped plus 5. I'm going to decompose it over here. What is the other part of 9 that I need to jump? 5 plus what number equals 9? Say it with me. 4. So now I'm at that friendly number that we love so much. 930 plus 4 more equals what? 934. And I'll draw my plus 4. And then I'm done with those numbers. So my sum is 934. Let's double check our work. We started at 575. We needed to jump 359. Well, let's check. I jumped 300. Then I have 25 plus 25, which equals 50. So that's 350. 5 plus 4 equals 9. That's 359. So we've jumped 359. Boys and girls, it's tricky. And what you have to understand with the number line is you can take those jumps however it works for you. If you wouldn't want to jump 25 and then another 25, you don't have to do it that way. If you could take a whole jump of 50 from 875 to 925, you could do it that way. If you want to take jumps of 10, you could do that too. It's up to you. It's what works best for you. Make sure you show this to an adult in your family because this gets a little bit tricky and you'll want somebody to check your work. We've also got some math practice on Google Classroom for you, and we can't wait to see your success today. Have a good day.